Hey guys, welcome to another video for the Redmi K20 Pro on PhoneOps, and today we are talking about a brand new ROM known as YAP. This is based on the OSS vendor. I installed it this morning. I've done all the basic tests and this is going to be a classic quick review. I've not used it for more than 6 or 7 hours, but I've found all the information that you need to decide whether you should use it as a daily driver or not. But before we get into all of that, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a video. In the description of each video, you will find a link to our Telegram community where you can join us and support us get to 1,000 members. Last but not the least, if you think the hard work is worth the effort, please click on the join button and support the channel. Now without further ado, hello awesome people, welcome to PhoneOps. My name is Kailash. Let's get going. Alright, so first things first, what do we have here? The Y stands for YAP, so let's actually go to settings and let's go to system and then go to about phone and Android version. Now Android version 11 security patch is the 5th of May. The kernel over here is the YAP Raphael kernel. This is a custom kernel that they have for this particular ROM, and this is the build version and the build date. So, when we talk about a classic review, we start from the launcher. We talk about the launcher feature. So that's what we are going to do. First of all, the setup on first boot looks pretty good. So if we go to the launcher settings over here, say go to home settings, you have swipe to access Google app, allow home screen rotation, allow edit, double tap gestures, suggestions. All the things that you need are there, including hidden and protected apps, and that does support the fingerprint scanner. So as far as the home screen or the launcher is concerned, the features are there. More or less everything is covered, and I've not had any sluggishness or any issues at all. Now if you swipe from the top to bottom, you do have your notification tiles or quick tiles, whatever you want to call it. And if you go to the edit menu, you do have a bunch of options like gaming macro, focus mode, screen recording, high brightness mode, DC dimming. So all the information or all the options that you need in the notification tiles or the quick tiles is already there. Now moving on, if we talk about the app drawer, this is the quick basic app drawer that you get in almost all custom ROMs. And when you boot on this particular ROM, you don't really have a lot of bloatware. This is the GApps version that we have installed, and it is working pretty flawlessly. The setup menu and everything worked as expected. So in my 3 or 4 hours of using this ROM, I did also play PUBG, and I can tell you can definitely use this as a daily driver. Now we will talk about the important factors over here one by one, and that is the reason you see all these applications, and going on the quick reviews are going to be pretty precise, under 10 minutes, and we are going to focus on the things that really matter. The reason we have AccuBattery to check how the battery is doing. We have Geekbench Antutu and CPU throttling test to give you the performance numbers. We have SafetyNet over here to give you the answer wherein your bank applications will work or not, and we have Prime Video to see if Widevine L1 is functioning as expected or not. So let's start with AccuBattery. Now the phone right now is at 77% battery. It usually lasts for 11 hours and 3 minutes, 6 hours and 51 minutes of screen on time. So I can tell you that in the usage that I've done, the usage has been pretty decent, nothing through the roof and nothing pretty bad. It is in the middle there where you can use it. The charging works pretty fine as well, right? The charging doesn't take more than 1 hour 10 minutes, 1 hour 20 minutes. That's on the 27-watt charger. So that is all good as far as the battery life is concerned. Now we talk about the benchmark numbers. So when we talk about Geekbench, the scores were a little low to my liking, but they are there. 667 single core and 2335 multi-core. Moving on, if we talk about Antutu benchmark over here, okay, you have 494,989 as the score. These are the individual CPU, GPU, memory and user experience scores, as you can see. Now moving on, we have the CPU throttling test. Now unfortunately the results for the CPU throttling test are not saved in this app, which I was not aware. Nonetheless, the CPU performance was pretty good. It did not throttle much even with a 15-minute test. So the kernel is doing its job. I'll make sure I include a screenshot next time. And if we talk about SafetyNet and run the test over here, everything is passing, so that's good to go. And if we talk about Prime HD, let's play a movie over here. As you can see, HD is displayed. That means HD Amazon Prime playback is working. So as far as the daily driver material is concerned, this ROM has everything going for it. Now let's actually dive into settings over here, and you would notice that this is a pretty colorful ROM. It has all the things going for it like typical Android 11 stuff, but you have YASP, yet another settings page, and everything is laid out pretty systematically, and you do have decent amount of customization is what I can say. Apart from this, in this particular ROM, finger off display works absolutely fine, along with always on display even in low brightness mode. I also went ahead and tried to leave the phone alone for 10 to 15 minutes and then tried using the FOD, finger off display or finger on display, without turning the screen on, and it worked absolutely fine. Now as far as the calling application is concerned, it doesn't have call recording built in. And if we talk about the camera, it does come with a very basic camera application, and everything works as expected. As you can see, I have not tried ANX and Gcam on this, but all in all, you know, what I can say is this ROM is pretty smooth, pretty slick, and recently Immensity kernel was also released for this particular ROM, and I'm going to try it very soon. Now talking about the gameplay towards the end of this quick review, what I have to say is I did play PUBG Mobile for like half an hour to 45 minutes. The phone did not get extremely hot and it was not extremely cold. It was doing its job. There were occasional drops to 45 to 50 FPS in boot camp hot drop in Sanhok, but apart from that, the game, the touch, the throttling issues, everything was pretty good. So all in all, if you ask me in a nutshell about this wonderful ROM Yap, what I have to say, well, this is based on OSS. You can definitely give it a try. The link is mentioned in the description. If there is anything that you found as a bug, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi calling, carrier video calling, I've tried them all, and all in all, everything works as expected. Let me know what do you think about this new method, this new frame of reviewing ROMs in a quick succession by giving all the information to you in under 10 minutes. I'll see you guys on another live stream. Until the next one, keep smiling, take care, goodbye.